welcome to this week's podcast. I'm joined today by our young goalkeeper, Izzy. Hello.
Hi.
So first things first, I want to know, how did it all get started with you in your football career?
Well, I always played football with my brother in the garden, but I didn't actually start playing football properly until year 7. I joined Boroughbridge Football Club, played there for 2 seasons. That folded, moved to Ripon. And then at Ripon is when I started playing in goal. And then was there for a season and like 3 quarters because the second season got cut short because of COVID. And then moved to Scotland, as well as training with Ripon ladies. And then that's it basically.
Cool. So obviously you're quite a decent outfield player as well. So why did you choose goalkeeping, and when did you realise you were quite good at that?
Well, I didn't ever choose it. I just played in goal at one training session, and my coach was like, "Oh, you're all right. Can you play in goal for this friendly?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just play for this friendly." And then I never came out again. That was it. We didn't have another goalkeeper on the team, so they're just like, "Well, you're the goalkeeper now."
Well, that was a very good choice.
Yeah.
Made a very good choice. So would you say, obviously we spoke to Lou last week and she said she didn't start till a later date of when she was playing football, like with a team. Would you say that playing with a team early on has helped you develop a bit more?
Yeah. Obviously it's helped me work out my position. Because I didn't, starting young, you can work out where you want to play, and I can also have the ability to play outfield if I want. I just feel like it's easier if you start younger.
Yeah. Well, I got put in goal when I was younger, and the first thing they said was, "You're rubbish, get out." So that's how I developed into an outfield player rather than a goalkeeper. But then joining Ripon Ladies as an assistant manager and Malcolm saying, "You can concentrate on goalkeepers," I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I'm rubbish at goalkeeping, but I don't think I've done a bad job, have I?
No.
Good. So talk me through your first season with us.
So I couldn't play until recently due to my age, but I've trained since like the start of summer, I think.
Yeah.
And that's been really good. It's been really good because, like at Scotland, it's a lot different like style of football, and so I feel like I'm improving a lot more when I'm playing at Ripon, whereas at Scotland it's a lot slower. So I feel like instead of having a season where I haven't really improved, I've had it because of the training.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Because I think, what was it? Your birthday's in March, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a cut-off point for when we could register players. But thankfully, because of this pandemic, it got pushed back and we were able to register. So you were actually able to play this season rather than none at all. So just talk me through your games that you've played. Was it 3 games you played?
Yeah. Technically, I did a game at like the start of the season. It was a friendly, but so I played a third of that match. Yeah, that didn't happen.
That doesn't count.
So the first one was at Richmond.
Yeah.
I played the second half, and I didn't have much to do. It was a very quiet game because we were winning by quite a bit. I think I had a couple of touches, but nothing particularly crucial or important. And then was the next match I played and then it went into the cup.
Yeah.
Or was that a cup match? That wasn't a cup match, was it?
The Richmond was a friendly, yeah.
Yeah, it was a friendly.
I can't remember which.
So yeah, then I played a cup match. I think I played 2 in the group stage.
Yeah, because you were busy revising.
Yeah. They both went quite well, I think. I definitely conceded, but I was like okay with the goals that I did concede.
Yeah,
and then I played the final.
I think you had a clean sheet against Weatherby, I think it was.
Right. It was definitely one where it was 3-2. I remember that one. I let in 2.
Yeah, I can't remember. It all merged into one.
Yeah.
But then the final came, and
then the final.
yeah,
I had a fair amount to do with that match.
yeah, I'd say you were my player of the match for that match.
Oh, thank you. I think
Very,
I could have
very
done a little
busy.
bit better in certain shots, but yeah, I was very busy.
Yeah. So what are the hopes for the next season, the coming season now?
So obviously I'll be playing matches with Ripon like properly now. So that'll be good, and don't have any revising to do at the moment, so that'll be good. I'm going to carry on playing at Scotland, but I'm like, there's already another goalkeeper there, so I'll only play a couple of matches. So I'll be quite busy with my football.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So in terms of like your dreams for the future, you're quite keen on your revision and getting the great exam results, which I'm sure you've actually got.
Yeah.
So is there a dream football wise, or is it something else you want to do in the future?
Not really. Like, I want to always play football, but I'm happy to stay at the standard we're at now. I mean, because of my height, I could never be a quality goalkeeper. So
I mean, you've
I'm
got
just
a good
happy
reach
to
on
stay.
you.
Yeah, but to go somewhere, to have a career in football, I do need to be taller, which I'm
You'll
not.
grow.
So I'm happy to be.
You're only
I
16.
stopped growing in year 7.
You can grow another 2 feet, yeah.
Can't.
I mean, you'll still only be 4 foot then, but we'll be all right. So you've got a fair bit of knowledge on women's football, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most people grow up with just the men's football, but women's football is coming through quite now.
Yeah.
So do you follow any teams at all?
Generally, like I follow international football. I follow football in America.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit better there. And I started to follow football in England as well.
Like who?
Well, in America, there's like Orlando Pride, Houston Dash. Those are 2 teams that I have interest in.
Uh-huh.
And then in England, just like the top teams, whenever like there's an important match or anything, I'll watch a women's match.
Yeah. So as you say, like the American football we say American football, soccer in America, it's quite a high standard there because obviously that's where a lot of people go to college. We've had a few players in our team, like Charlotte. She's been to America and done stuff over there. Has it ever crossed your mind of doing that?
It did, but I always thought that I got into football a little bit too late. Like I got into goalkeeping a little bit too late.
Yeah.
So I've always just been like, it would have been great, but I just don't think it'll ever happen.
Fair enough. So do you have any female idols from the women's game?
Well, when I was younger, it was always Alex Morgan because she was like the poster girl for football.
Yeah.
And then as I got to know more about it, it changed. And because when I became a goalkeeper and had interest in goalkeeping, it was the American goalkeeper, Hope Solo.
Yeah.
She was class. But then there was like this whole thing that happened with the police and she got kicked off the team and she never played again or something dramatic. So then that was weird. But yeah, so she's the best goalkeeper that I've seen, like female goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then like in England, just like any of the women's players that play for the English team or the British team.
Yeah.
So anyone that plays internationally, really.
Lucy Bronze for me.
Yeah. Well, there's like Rachel Daly. She's from Harrogate, so
yeah,
I've always had like a bit of an interest in that because it's like relatively close to home.
Yeah. Well, I know someone who plays for Durham.
Yeah.
She's one of my old friends' sisters. She's also my old driving instructor's daughter. She plays for Durham and she's doing all right there.
Yeah.
She also went to America and did course over there.
Yeah.
So it seems to be quite a good thing to do, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would have considered it, but just a bit too late.
Oh, well, you should have thought sooner, shouldn't you?
Yeah, my brother always tells me that. He
Right,
always wants me to go.
That's all I've got for you today, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Thank you very much for that, Isabel.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Don't forget to click right down there to subscribe, and some more videos on the screen now for you to click. Podcast, the other thing, the match days. See you next time.